We at West Creek Conservancy are proud to be the managing organization of the Mill Creek Watershed Partnership. The success that we've seen through the years is a credit to our partnering municipalities, organizations, and agencies that help oversee this program. This watershed encompasses 11 municipalities with 5 tributaries in 19 square miles with a length of 12.2 linear miles of the Mill Creek. Our headwaters to confluence approach is amplified by our recent restoration and protection work throughout this watershed. Services that we provide in our service watersheds are city stormwater and green infrastructure guidance, volunteer opportunities for residents, healthy yard and stormwater control workshops, acquiring and permanently protecting natural areas, and connecting people through the creation of green spaces and their associated trails. We also have a robust program in public education, educating on the importance of water quality and protection, land conservation, watershed management, and urban environmental stewardship. We have been integral in the restoration of stream, wetland, and riparian habitats, as well as providing the long-term stewardship of the green space. Quite a bit of our boots-on-the-ground watershed management services include site assessments, stream and wetland assessments, mitigation analysis, the mapping services for communities, resource inventories, grant writing, leveraging of restoration dollars, green infrastructure, municipal assistance, code review, etc. That watershed management also applies for the residents for technical assistance on their properties. Within that structure of the Mill Creek Watershed Partnership, we extend our services and expertise to those residents. This includes the creation of rain gardens, their problems with flooding, tree canopy, native plantings, rain barrels, and conservation easements on properties. For this year's efforts in our green infrastructure assistance, we worked really closely with the Union Miles Development Corporation to submit a sewer district green infrastructure grant application. Here we brought on AECom to develop the concept and do our budget analysis. We've also been working very closely with other Mill Creek watershed partners to identify and prioritize other green infrastructure projects in the watershed. With our efforts in green infrastructure, stormwater management, and restoration, we have a NIPSIS plan that was endorsed in 2017. We are the managing organization for the continual maintenance of this, including projects each year and making sure things are updated so projects are eligible for funding. In 2020, we were awarded a grant from the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission to develop the Mill Creek Watershed Partnership Tree Plan. This includes 4 Mill Creek communities, including Cuyahoga Heights, Garfield Heights, Maple Heights, and North Randall. The technical assistance that we leveraged was through Bartlett Tree Service. On top of this plan's dive into the natural resource code review, recommendations for municipalities, an analysis on becoming Tree City USA, and incorporating native trees into the city's natural infrastructure, there was an analysis on the current tree canopy percentages for each one of these communities. Through that tree canopy analysis, we created a comprehensive municipal tree inventory provided by Bartlett Tree Service, including hazard trees, priority planting zones, and recommendations for municipal maintenance and the future of implementation grants and what the opportunities are. Our headwaters to confluence approach is really amplified by the efforts of our restoration. The current restoration projects one that was just completed was a restoration between Harvard Road and Mill Creek Boulevard. This is directly downstream from the successful Highland Park Golf Course restoration. Through the process of this project, we have leveraged approximately $450,000 towards restoration. It was a Ohio EPA 319 grant matched by the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District. We negotiated a conservation easement donation of a $40,000 value. We restored 1,100 linear feet of stream and reconnected the floodplain. This approximate 1,100 linear feet of restoration has connected an upland wetland back into the system. The reconnection of this and expansion of the floodplain actually increased the stormwater capacity of this site by 3 acre-feet, or approximately 1 million gallons. It's also slowed down the incision and the deposition of sediment downstream. Moving downstream on our restoration efforts is Patterson Parkway. This was a prioritized project a few years back that we finally were able to leverage the money to create. This is about 600 linear feet of stream restoration and protection with a negotiated conservation easement value of $30,000. This was a partnership between the Sewer District, Highland Hills, and the EPA. The contractor and engineer are EnviroScience and River Reach Construction. The cornerstone of the Mill Creek Watershed Partnership is the community. The outreach and education that we do is integral in the planning of everything that we do. This includes the cleanups, plantings, invasive management, the different hikes and tours. This year we did a Mill Creek stream restoration project showing them a before, active, and completed restoration. We also do mailings, social media, and campaigning for this watershed. For the efforts that we put forth in the watershed, we ensure that the community surrounding those restorations and those green space connections and protections understand the importance of what we're doing and why we're doing it. This includes sending out mailings and postcards to those neighbors. In 2019, we helped develop and preserve the Morgana Bluffs Nature Preserve. This project is developed to be a land lab and nature preserve created for residents, especially the local children, to explore, study, and enjoy. This project was funded by the Clean Ohio Conservation Fund, also from the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District, Ohio and Erie Canalway Strategic Initiative Program, and other project partners such as the City of Cleveland and Third Federal. With every project that we do, we try to permanently protect the parcels. This includes the restoration projects that we have, the creation of green space, and even the creation of trails. This year we've preserved 4.5 acres with our Harvard and Highland Hills restoration, property owned by the City of Cleveland, 5 acres off the Patterson Parkway restoration, and we're also exploring greenway alignment for conservation, leveraging the Sewer District's investment in Mill Creek with additional conservation initiatives to try to get another 25 acres in the watershed. With our headwaters to confluence approach in mind, going downstream from our current restoration and protection projects, we're looking at the Harvard Refuse Site. Here we're coordinating with Cuyahoga Heights and the Ohio EPA, looking at the feasibility of the conservation and restoration of this project with adaptive reuse that will help derive revenue to support the stewardship and operation of this former landfill.